You have been watching me talk about margin accounts and ETF distributions. You know my rules. You know my numbers. You know I am a mid-40s guy living outside Montreal with a corporate job, a supportive wife, and a 16-year-old son. But you do not really know who I am or why any of this matters to me. Today, I want to change that. Not because I am going to show you my face. That day is coming, but it is not today. But because the numbers only tell part of the story, and the part you have not heard yet is actually the most important part. This is who is behind Leveraged Life. I live in the suburbs outside Montreal, Quebec. I have been here for years, and it is home. If you know Montreal, you know there is no better city in Canada. The food, the culture, the people, I would not trade it. I grew up in a financially comfortable household. We were not wealthy, but we were stable. Bills were paid, we took family trips, there was no financial stress growing up. But here is the thing. Money was never actually talked about. Not the mechanics of it, not how to build it, grow it, or make it work for you over time. Comfortable was just comfortable. Nobody in my family sat me down and explained compound interest, or what a portfolio was, or why starting early mattered so much. So when I became an adult and started earning my own money, I was completely on my own, self-taught, no mentor, no finance background, no family playbook to follow. I made mistakes early, spent money I should have saved, missed years of compounding I will never get back, and I did not really understand what I was doing wrong until something changed everything. In my early 20s, I discovered Warren Buffett. I honestly do not remember exactly how it happened. I think I read an article, then another, then I found his annual shareholder letters and spent weeks going through them one by one. And something clicked in a way nothing financial ever had before. It was not complicated. It was not clever. It was not some secret formula. It was actually the opposite. Start early, save consistently, invest in quality. Be patient. Let time do the compounding. That philosophy was something a completely self-taught person could actually follow. No Wall Street connections required, no finance degree, no wealthy family, just discipline and time. I was in my early 20s when I started investing seriously. And that decision, made in a suburb of Montreal by a young guy who had learned everything on his own, is the single most important financial decision I have ever made. Not because I picked the right stocks, simply because I started. Fast forward to today. I am in my mid-40s living outside Montreal. I have a wife who has been incredibly supportive of this whole journey, including the margin account, the YouTube channel, and everything that comes with putting your finances out there publicly. That support means more than I can say. And I have a 16-year-old son. That right there is the real reason behind everything. When you have a teenager at home who is watching how you handle money, watching whether you take the long view or chase short-term gains, watching whether you practice what you preach, the stakes are different. Everything becomes more intentional. I want him to see that building wealth is not complicated. It does not require connections or a finance degree or being born into money. It requires starting early, staying consistent, and understanding the tools you are using. Those are lessons I had to learn completely on my own. I want him to learn them from watching. That is what generational wealth means to me, not a number on a spreadsheet. The idea that my son starts his adult financial life with a framework his father built through 25 years of learning, making mistakes, and staying disciplined. That he has a head start I never had. So why this channel? Why now? After 25 years of investing, stocks, ETFs, options, private equity, every market cycle you can think of, I had never used leverage on a brokerage account. I understood it, I just never did it. And somewhere in my mid-40s, sitting in a suburb of Montreal with a solid portfolio and 25 years of experience behind me, I decided it was time to understand this tool properly, from the inside, with real money. And I decided to do it publicly, with every number on screen. Because I spent 25 years learning completely by myself with nobody sharing the honest reality of what investing actually looks and feels like. The wins and the losses, the interest charges and the distributions, the months where the math works and the months where it does not. This channel is what I wish had existed when I was that young, self-taught guy in Montreal trying to figure it all out on his own. Real numbers, real person, real stage of life. No shortcuts, no hype. That is who is behind Leveraged Life. A self-taught investor from a comfortable but financially uneducated background. A guy who discovered Buffett in his early 20s in Montreal and never looked back. A mid-40s corporate professional with a supportive wife and a 16-year-old son watching everything he does. Building generational wealth, 1 month at a time, with full transparency. Monthly episodes drop once all distributions and interest are in. Subscribe so you do not miss the next one. Find me on Blossom for real-time trades before the videos go up. Thank you for watching. It genuinely means everything. This is Leveraged Life.